Guys, welcome to my channel. This is Beulah Speaks. If you're a first-time viewer, thank you so much for coming to watch me today. If you're a returning subscriber, I love you. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. Today I have a very interesting topic I want us to talk about. 5 financial books you must read before 2021. For the new year, I've been reading and preparing financial books, trying to prep up about money. Money is a very important topic and a very important part of our lives that we have to have basic understanding about. So I've listed out 5 amazing books that you must read and you must know about before 2021. The first book is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Second book, Small Business Big Money by Akin Alabi. Third book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. Fourth book, Smart Money Woman by RC. Fifth book, The Jewish Phenomenon by Steve Silbiger. Now, these 5 books are books that I've read and they blew my mind actually. So I'm going to start with Rich Dad Poor Dad. Now, anybody that knows about Rich Dad Poor Dad or anything about finances knows that it is the basics of finances. It teaches you about important topics like your assets, liabilities. Kiyosaki was telling us in this book that assets is something that puts money in your pocket, while your liabilities anything that takes money out of your pocket. So the book gives us insight of basic financial literacy, financial independence, building assets through investing. Now, he talked about investing in assets, real estate, businesses, and talked about financial intelligence. Now, there's something he said in the book that really struck me. He said, mind your business. Normally when somebody tells you mind your business, it looks like, oh, they're asking you to look after yourself first. But I understood from the book that someone asking you to mind your business is not even an issue. It's saying that you should pay attention to what matters, to what is yours to look after. So yes, mind your business, look after your business. A minder is someone that looks after. So when they tell you to mind your business, it's actually good advice. So do mind your business, look after your business. Okay, there are a couple of other things that struck me in this book and I'm going to read them out. It says you do not need to earn a lot of money to be rich. So beyond making money, how much of the money you keep is what makes you a wealthy person. And he also said wealthy people don't work for money, money works for them. So if you would like to know more about the intricacies of money and how money works, you have to go read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. The next book I want to talk about is by Small Business Big Money by Akin Alabi. Now, when I read the book, I liked the no-nonsense approach Akin Alabi gave. He was giving us both left, right, and center. It felt like I was actually talking to someone that was very concerned about my finances and, wanted to teach me what it took. He said something. The conventional thinking is to create a product or business, then look for customers. He said that was really flawed. It's very, very flawed to think that way. After creating a product, then you start looking for customers. He said the most important thing to do is to look for what people want and then create a business around it. Then he also said something very remarkable. He said, sell to people what they want, not what they need. Now, let me give you my own example. For example, if you're a plus size person trying to lose weight, now what you need primarily is probably a diet and a gym and discipline and all of that. Now, instead of getting a gym registration or dieting books and learning how you can cut down on your diet and all of that, you would rather pay for a slim tea. So now people would rather buy this because they want it, not because it's exactly what they need for weight loss. So it's saying that slim tea sells more than gym membership. So you can see that people tend to buy what they want rather than what they need. So as someone that wants to go into business, focus on what people want rather than what they need. And also talked about advertising and several other very important things we talked about that will be available for you to check in the book yourself. I'm not going to give you all the gist. All right, the next book I want to talk about is The Richest Man in Babylon. This book was written in, I think, 19 something, but really it's a very old book, but it is one of the basic, very important books on finances. Now, I'll just read out some of the things I wrote. It said, save at least 10% of everything you earn. Don't spend more than you make. Now, people normally say stuff like live within your means, and that's very good advice. So you cannot be earning, say, 200,000 naira a month and you're spending 500,000 to 1 million naira. That's living above your means, and you will go broke from that type of lifestyle. He said, work hard to improve your skills and ensure a future income, because wealth is the result of a reliable income. So if you don't have a reliable income or a skill that can continue to give you income, in a short time you'll be broke and out of money. So it is very important that you have a reliable income. And very importantly, do not procrastinate. When you have an idea, when you have something, just go ahead and do it. Make the necessary findings and go ahead and take it out. Then he said something that I agree with totally. He said, pay yourself first. So when your money comes, you remove 10% of it as pay for yourself, which is what you will save before you start spending, before you start paying debts or doing everything. You must save money, because you cannot be rich by just spending or recycling your money. You have to save your money. The next book is Smart Money Woman. This book, it actually gave me like this, because the book was really talking to me. Now, first of all, I really love how RSC wrote the book. She wrote the book like it was a story. So it's a financial book that was explained out in stories. The main characters are Zuri, Tammy, Lara, Adesua, and Ladun. Now, Zuri is a senior manager in a real estate firm. Then there's Tammy, fashion designer, oil and gas, which is Lara. Adesua is a lawyer, and then Ladun, that she was a housewife in the book. But there was something they kept talking about. She talked about being broke. She said, you are broke if you lose your primary source of income and you're not able to maintain your lifestyle. Automatically, that means you're broke. It means you don't have any assets. Now, don't forget, Robert Kiyosaki told us that asset is something that puts money in your pocket. So if you don't have any assets, it means that you are broke. Then she talked about conquering your money fears. Don't be afraid to tell your friends that you cannot afford this lifestyle and that you are living below this. Saying you can't afford something is a very liberating statement. It will help you cut down on unnecessary expenses and lifestyle that will not help your finances. Then she talked about where your money goes, and this is something that I have always done. I always keep track of my money, what I spend money on. Then at the end of the day, when I review, I find out that, I spend so much money on airtime, I spend so much money on transportation, I spend so much money on going out and eating out and all of that. So when you know all of this, you're able to come back and cut down what is not necessary, what is not a necessary expense. If your money is going too much on recharge card, you budget for recharge card or whatever it is you spend money on. So when you have a money journal, when you journal your money, you'll be able to tell exactly where every kobo goes to. Dealing with debt, if you're owing, make sure that you have a plan to pay off your debt, however it is. So she said something that I loved. Before I say that, she said something that your network is your net worth. So the people around you, the people that you're surrounded by, your circle, that's your net worth. So somebody once said something that you are 3 people away from meeting the people or the person you want to meet the most in life. So if I want to meet Donald Trump, I'm 3 people away from Donald Trump. So think about that. Also, she said something remarkable, and this question is directed at my female viewers. She said, why is it that every conversation about money always ends up leading back to men? Women, we don't need to feel like, it's a man's responsibility to take care of us and do everything for us. You have a responsibility to know how money works. Because even if you get married to a wealthy person, God forbid something happens to that spouse and you don't know how money works, automatically you're thrown back into a dilemma. You can go broke, you can be poor because you don't understand the basics of money. So everybody has to have basic understanding of money. My last book is The Jewish Phenomenon. Now, in this book, he talked about being frugal, which talked about as one of the core values of the Jews. They are very frugal. They don't spend anyhow. Now, let me read a line from what I wrote. He said, be selectively extravagant, but prudently frugal. This means that, yes, there are some things that you cannot mice money on or you cannot cut down expense on, but there are some things that you can do without. You don't need to buy that bone straight hair for Christmas. It's not a necessary expense. Yeah, I said it. You don't need it. So make sure that whatever you're spending on is a necessary expense. If you have an extra room, you can give it out so that you can have extra income, especially if you know what you earn versus your bills and all of that, they don't tally. So these are some of the things we talked about. They talked about taking pride in individuality, but encouraging creativity. So you have to be creative as your own person. You have to do you, but at the same time, you know, you have to understand that, oh, other people's creative ideas, you can learn from them and all of that. So yeah, there's so much I could talk about all of this, but I'll just like to stop here. So 5 books that you must read before 2021. The first one, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. The second one, by our very own Akin Alabi, Small Business, Big Money. Third one, Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. Fourth one, Smart Money Woman by RC. Fifth one, The Jewish Phenomenon by Steve Silbiger. So I hope that when you go back and read these 5 books, they'll be able to help you make better financial decisions for 2021. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you have not liked or subscribed, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Please do subscribe. I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.